And thank God I'm not muted because every single time I go live, I get muted. But
Really?
tonight I'm not. So, welcome to episode 113 of the Game Changers. I am your host, Carla, and tonight I'm unlocking the mindset, strategy, and purpose behind the game. This is where fantasy football meets real life grit and where every story brings something you can feel. Shout out to the TSA team for powering this mission and to every listener who shows up for these conversations. If you're ready for insight, inspiration, and energy, you are in the right place. Let's get into it. Who I have tonight? Tonight on the Game Changers, I'm sitting down with the woman who embodies transformation, resilience, and purpose in motion, Tara Kabasko Howard. Tara is a mental health specialist, entrepreneur, motivational coach, content creator, and master transmutator. Someone who turns adversity into advantage and pain into power. She co-owns Crown Champ Company and party with 360 photo booth with her fiance. And she helps people create meaningful experiences as a travel agent with A Bliss Abroad. She previously owned a successful restaurant and is now opening a new one. Proof that misaligned partnerships can't stop a woman with vision, grit, and unstoppable drive. Everything Tara does is rooted in purpose, elevation, and impact. And she uses her platform to inspire others to rewrite their narratives and build lives they truly love. Please help me welcome a true force of optimism, creativity, and transformation, Tara Kabasko Howard. How are you, Tara? And welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for having me. I'm so good. Thank you for that intro. It was beautiful.
Of
That was
course,
so
you are beautiful.
wonderful.
You are beautiful and you deserve every single word I said about you, Tara. So I'm
Wow.
going to
I'm
start
deeply
with
honored.
saying that I met you last week at the expo, and all
Mhm.
because of something that we both own. So this is
Okay.
the this is the something. Remember? You remember that you
Oh,
were wearing
our
this
little
necklace?
necklaces. Yes, mine is downstairs hanging
You
up.
remember the necklace? I told you I
Yes.
have one like it. So that's
Yes. I love
that's
it.
the proof.
I believe I believed you. I
That's
knew
the
it.
proof. I saw you. I saw how well you were dressed up, your beautiful necklace, and I came and I said, "Hi, I have a necklace like yours, and welcome to the expo." And a
Yes, you
friendship
did.
started, and I'm so honored, honestly, to have you on the show tonight.
I'm so honored. You made me feel so good that day. I was like, oh my God, I've never been to, I'm a girl and
Yes,
I'm not like, I'm learning the football scene and I'm learning to blend in with it. And I was so nervous. I was like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna fit in because I love to dress up and I like this and I like that. And then there you were, another beautiful woman coming through, complimenting me, making me feel so comfortable. After that, you gave me the confidence to get through that whole week. I felt like I was like, I can do this.
I love that. I love that. I'm
Yes,
a girl, so I love being there. I love
absolutely.
like bumping into women and make them feel empowered. So
Absolutely.
tell me, Tara, how do you introduce yourself when someone asks, what do you do?
Well, I mean, it's usually a mouthful. It's
It
usually a
is.
mouthful for what I do. So, first off, I'm usually telling somebody I'm a full time mental health specialist and I'm an entrepreneur that loves to do everything. I love to do everything I can get my hands on. So, I have the Party with 360, the photo booth business. I co-own the Crown Champs company with my fiance Marcus, who's amazing, by the way. And I have a Bliss Abroad, my travel agency. I started that because I couldn't get anybody to listen to my needs. And I was like, I gotta live, I gotta learn to live and travel this world. And I know I can do it for the price that I can afford. And I ended up figuring it out and was able to do that. So I was like, I'm gonna help every other person who wants to travel and doesn't think it's possible. So I did that, and I'm getting ready to open up my new restaurant, and I kind of slide that in at the end.
I love this. I love
Yes,
this so much because it's important to feel comfortable when you want to book something, and like
right,
nobody can answer your question.
right,
Um yeah. So
exactly.
when did you first realize you were built for leadership?
I think I first realized I was built for leadership when nobody believed in me. And I knew I had to believe in myself. And so that's the moment that it really got me to the point where I was like, if I can do this, I know I can bring other men, women up to this level and have them believe in themselves too. You know what I mean? Because I was like, it's possible. Anything that we think is impossible is only just an excuse from not letting ourselves reach our divine purpose in this world, right? There's
Yes,
literally no barriers. There's no barriers in life. The only barriers we is ones we create.
I
That's
agree.
the only thing that will stop us from doing anything is ourselves or believing somebody else's false narrative. And that I could never waste a second of my life letting somebody else win over my life, knowing that I'm capable of doing everything I want to do.
Clock it, girl, and
Yes,
preach
honey.
for that. Yes, honey. Yes, honey. I
I
love
adore
that. We're
you.
both so positive, and we both like try to share a lot of positivity.
Yes. Yes,
And
you do.
because we are women and because we are that positive, we're gonna
Right.
always see negativity and jealousy around. But we
Exactly.
don't have that time, right? We don't have that
No.
time.
Thank you.
And
No, ain't got no time for that.
respectfully, yes, no time for that.
Right.
So I'm gonna give a shout out for a couple people that they just came into the show.
Okay.
Uh,
Hey.
so I do have Barely Fantasy. He's on, and he's telling you that he wants to help with the traveling. It's tricky when you're an American and the price of everything shot like it's really high. So I agree
Yes.
because Tara was saying you were saying couple hours ago you made a post on Facebook that you booked for
Mhm.
your family for really like
Oh
less.
my God. I
So
cannot believe what I
reach out
did.
definitely.
Yes.
Sniper Mel, I didn't see her forever. Doug Orthy, and we have Lord Heezy. This is the first time maybe you're here, but he's hoping to get everything in before it comes to ahead. So thank
Okay.
you so much, you guys. Keep on commenting so we can talk and say hi to you.
Yes.
Tara, what's one moment that shaped who you are today?
Oh, goodness. I think it's all the adversity that I grew up out of. And I'll be a little transparent. This is like a vulnerable moment. And it's like I didn't come up out of anything easy. And I was so broken. There was a point where I was so broken. I didn't have anything. I never thought the life I live now would even be a possibility. So like I was literally my own worst enemy. And not only my own worst enemy, but I went through, moments of, allowing just really negative people in my life to almost control the narrative of my life. And I think
Yes,
I let them hold that power a little too long. So a part of me realized once those moments were over, I had the opportunity to take my life over,
I
and
love it.
I started learning to live for myself, and I was never going to allow somebody to not to block me from all the beautiful things in life that I deserve and I knew existed. I just didn't know how to obtain them. But faith was doesn't matter if you're religious or
I agree.
whatever. Faith is that guiding light that will get you through anything. As long as you believe, it's just that belief in yourself. As long as you believe in yourself, it becomes real. So I'm just like the biggest believer of, creating your own reality within your mind first.
I love that. I love it
Yes.
because there's a lot of negativity like around us, and
Mhm.
it's becoming really, really like showing, and people want to
Yes.
drag you down every single second.
Yep.
And I love that you live for it right now. You live for positivity. You close these doors of negativity, and you want to
Yes.
uplift people, because this is what we need. We need more people
Yes.
in the word like you, Tara. So thank you
Yes,
for
we
sharing
do.
that.
Thank
Yes, we do. We
you.
definitely do. So before I go to how did you start with all fantasy football stuff, what does purpose means in
So,
your life?
so for fantasy football,
What
yeah,
does purpose first means in your life? And then
what
we
does
go
the,
back to that.
got it. So the purpose. Oh, purpose means being able to inspire. I think a purpose is to inspire and lead with love, because love is what will start the healing. And I think every time that we try to combat negativity with like matching energy or this and that, we're only continuing to create that negative narrative. And it's like it takes a lot of strength to change that narrative with love. Love is the biggest strength I think anybody can have. And I think it's the calmest form of strength. And I think it's the most underrated form of strength. And I think
Yes.
if people realize how much strength it takes to love more people through, yeah, everything, through the negativity, through the jealousy, through the nonsense, through the bickering, through this, through that. If you can just continue to sprinkle a little bit of love, you're sprinkling a little bit of healing into this world, and that will start to ripple throughout, and we will start to see a more beautiful world if we keep sewing that into there. So I think that's purpose. I think that's
I
purpose.
love that purpose, and I want to share with everybody that a queen always fixes someone else's crown, right?
Yes,
So show
beautiful.
me your crown
Yes.
too. Show me your crown. So these
Okay. Dun, dun,
crowns,
dun,
we're gonna
dun.
talk. Yes, we're gonna talk a little bit about the crowns. I'm a crown girl. I'm a queen but like
Yes.
I was born a queen. So
You were born a queen. You are a queen. You are
my
the
family raised a
definition of a
queen,
queen.
and that's why I always fix someone else's tiara before I fix mine. And that's
Yes, you do.
someone like you that I love and I respect a lot, Tara, because we're so similar in
Yes,
that
we are.
perspective. So,
Absolutely.
tell me, Tara, what got you into fantasy football, and how was your first expo last year?
Wow. Marcus is what got me into fantasy football.
I love
So
Marcus, by the way. So, hello, hello.
yes, Marcus. So Marcus is a diehard fantasy football lover. He's a Ravens fan all day, and I mean he lives, eats, sleeps football. And I had to learn. I'm sharing my life with him, and I'm learning to, you know what, I was like, I don't really, I like watching football. I know some football, I enjoy it, but I started to learn to love it with him. And then I saw his passion for it and how he loves to win. Oh my God. He loves to win. He's a big fantasy football player and he loves to win his leagues. And he was always saying, like, I'm the king of fantasy football. I'm this, I'm that. And then I remember sitting in his office with him a lot. And I was having my business. So I'm real business minded as it is. I love to turn all those thoughts into a business because I'm like, we can like make something out
Yes.
of this, right? So I was like, okay, then, be the king, do something. And he was like, I want to design this. And he started designing a crown. And he was like, I was like, we could totally revolutionize the game with this instead of having these boring trophies. We've had these trophies since we were little kids,
Wow.
participation trophies, all these things. And I'm like, it's 2024 at the time. And I'm like, why are we still doing the same thing with all these new innovative things that everybody else has got going on? Everything, every single, every other thing. I was like, we got to change up the game. So he he birthed this crown chance into reality by designing, putting his head to it, and he actually got this customized. He brought it to life, and I remember when we got our first samples, and I was like, this is so dope. The
Yes.
quality is like no other. And I was like, instead of just saying about a king, I said we could have queens of fantasy football. We need to be all inclusive at this point, so we have to represent. So that's kind of how I came into the fantasy football world. And that's
I
kind of
love
how
it though. I love it because these are like really heavy. And
Yes.
I took a picture with a
Yeah.
scepter, with a tiara.
Yes, you
It
did.
was so beautiful,
You're
like
so
so pretty and
beautiful.
beautiful. Oh my God, you are too. They were so beautiful. And I want to show everybody because
Yes.
you guys, for my 100 episode,
Yes.
you sent me that this ring as well, the
The
goat,
goat ring.
and I
Yes.
wear it. I'm wearing it every single time I come on
I
the
love
Game
it.
Changers episode because I'm so honored that you did that, even though I don't
Oh,
play.
I'm
And
so
you did
honored.
give, yeah, you did give another to someone else on the episode. So thank you so much for
Yes.
donating these two rings on the episode. Um,
Absolutely. For
that
you,
was really
absolutely.
awesome. Yes. So let's continue a little bit about fantasy football. Are you going to play? Are you playing, or it's not your niche?
I played, and
Yes.
I'm gonna keep playing, okay? And I'm learning
Okay.
how to play. So I got to play in my first league. Um,
Ooh.
I got ahead of myself because I was winning real big in the beginning, right? I was talking.
Yes.
I couldn't wait because I wanted to be like the boys. I said these boys ain't gonna talk smack to me. I'm gonna get them, right? Well, I talked too much cash money before I should have. Because it was not my year to win. So, we did get a league winner for Crown Champs, and I definitely am looking to come back for that because I know I can play this game. I know I can eventually be the queen of
Let's
fantasy football
go.
too. Okay?
Yes.
So I'm gonna
You
figure
know,
that out next.
they want women. Seriously, they want more women for some leagues right now. Are you interested
Oh
in
yeah?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean I would definitely participate. Yeah, of
Okay,
course
I'll
I would.
connect you. I'll
Yeah.
connect you because they need women
Yes.
to play, honestly.
Yeah,
And
okay.
I'll connect you with yeah, I'll connect you with them 100%. That would be really nice.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
tell me about the expo and what are you planning to do this year, especially with your business? And I know that your business did connect with the expo last year. You gave the tiaras and everything. Are you planning
Yes.
something new this year, or you gonna have a booth only and just show up there?
You know what? I'm not, to be quite honest, not really sure how we're going to do it. I don't know if
Yes.
we're going to pop up with a booth, and I don't know if we're just going to come and, hang with everybody. But I think, it would be fun to have a booth again. And if so,
Yes.
I already have a few things in mind where we could really make it a lot more engaging than we did last year. Now that we've seen the setup and we've seen how it goes, and we got a feel for everything, so I think we could always come back with something bigger.
So let me tell you this.
What?
I didn't know that you had the party with 360 photo booth. But every
Yeah.
single time I go to an event and I see that,
Ugh.
people run for it like insane. Are you
Yes.
going to bring this? Because we never had it at the expo. Let's be
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah,
Are you
that's
going to
exactly
bring
what I
it to
had
the
in mind.
expo?
That's exactly what I did have in mind. I was thinking that's exactly what we need to bring, because not only that, but I had the drone too. And I
Let's
think,
go.
now this year it would be a lot more funner to have a lot of people participate in the drone and get some of those really good fun clips that I love to get. So that's how I usually capture my like aerial views and my views when it's, I'm just having, you know, Mark is joining some videos with me, and I'm like, I just set the drone, and the drone does everything for me, and it has so many different options. So not only with the Party with 360 and you getting those really cool slow motion 360 views of you just having a really good time on
I love
there,
these.
but bringing the drone too would be such a really cool experience. And we could even get like a whole group setting. We could get the whole expo
Yes.
in it. So yeah, we absolutely have a lot more to offer than just crown champs. We have so much.
Girl, make sure you're next to TSA team this year for the game changers so I can have
Okay.
a lot of pictures because you know me and my
Yes.
pictures.
Oh yes,
I'm
honey. I got you. I got you. We will have
yeah,
such a blast. Okay.
I love it. I love
You
it.
know it.
Um, Tell me, what's your dream event to book for either the 360 photo booth or for the crown business?
So what would be my dream event? I mean,
Yes,
honestly, it would just be, oh my God, being around big crowds and just participating in probably one of the largest groups that we could participate in, and just bringing such a fun and live atmosphere to people, because even Marcus, we love to connect, we
yes.
love to talk to people. We're very sociable, we love to have fun, we love to interact, we love to just be ourselves and show out and have a good time. And we really love, putting that onto other people and embracing that with other people too. So I think just the larger, the better, and really
Agree.
anywhere is fine with me. I'm not that particular. So we could go anywhere from small to big. But of course, having a really large event, us hosting a really large event, I think would be such a really cool experience to be a part of.
I
And
agree.
yeah, yes.
Let me ask you, would you love more live events or online events
Hmm.
with the fantasy football?
Oh,
What's your niche in that? Some people
well,
love live events more. How about you?
yeah, I am a live event type of girl just because I
Yes,
love being around people. I love being social. I'm not shy, I'm observant. Sometimes I might be a little quiet in the beginning because I'm just paying attention to the feel and the motion of everything like that. But other than that, I love to hype the crowd up. I love to get people ready. I love to get them excited and like
yes.
so definitely I think it would definitely be live, but I could totally do both just fine and be okay with it. I'm pretty moldable.
I love this. I love this so much. Did you ever go to a Scottish Bowl live event?
No, no, I have not.
So you and your husband, you should apply and go to one of their Scottish Bowl, and they will ask you to go for
Oh,
the live
wow.
event for fantasy football. Oh, girl, I need
You
to hook
have
you
so
up.
many things I don't know about.
I need to
Yes.
hook you up on this
Yes,
stuff.
you do.
So let's talk after the show, and I'll tell you what you
Okay.
need to do for that.
I'm
Because
all for
you
it.
know, Scott Fishbowl is really big in fantasy football industry, and he is so big in helping others, and his events are really cool. And I'm doing a
Wonderful.
special. Coming up on the game changers for Scott Fishbowl only, so you
Wonderful.
need to listen to that.
Yeah,
You
I'm so for it.
come to Chicago for Scott Fishbowl. We're the
If not
best.
Chicago, yes, because I'm gonna get me
No,
some of
you're
that
not.
Chicago
No,
deep
you're
dish
not. We
pizza.
are the best.
Oh, somebody talking silly.
He's like, come to Chicago. Come to Chicago, and
Yeah,
they're the best. No, I don't agree. I'm the best here.
she
No,
is
of
the
course.
best. Okay.
Catfish Bowl, they are the best everywhere. Like people
Oh,
work for charities. They put their heart and soul into it. It's such an amazing event as well.
heck
It's
yes.
as big as the expo, and they go from a place to a place, and it's really cool. So I'll hook you up with that at some point for sure.
Right.
So
Wow.
yeah, Tara, let's talk about mental health. You
Okay,
are
let's
a
talk about
mental
it.
health specialist.
Yes.
And nowadays, we're going through a lot, and people don't speak up about mental health because they think it's something that they should not speak about, which I don't agree. We all
Right.
have issues. We all have stuff going through, and it's
Right.
okay to speak up and say, I need help. What
Absolutely.
inspired you first to work in mental health? And what can you tell people about it and how they can like search for help or knock that door for help?
Of course. So my first love was at like I fell in love with mental health, I think, as a little girl. Which that would be a much longer story to get into, but I'll make it short.
Yes.
So, I studied psychology, and I was so infatuated with the mind and how our mind works, and how we process things, and why there's so many different ailments in mental health. And so my biggest thing with mental health was me wanting to be there for other people who didn't think that, one, they deserved help or could get help, or I just wanted to be a really big advocate for people out there who suffered in silence. And I think one of the biggest things is that people do suffer too long in silence. And I think people have a lot of trauma and a lot of similar traumas. And I believe that a lot of people just need to know that there are people out there who care for them, who want to be able to help them. And I mean, there's so many facilities out there for people to get mental health treatment at. And I believe there's even a number you can, I can't remember it right now, but I think it's 211. I'm not
211,
sure.
correct.
Yes, 211 they can reach out to and get help. There's uh the suicide line. There's
Yes,
so many avenues people can reach out to. And if you don't know where to start, you can just connect, call and find some of your local mental health facilities.
yes,
Google them and just call and set up an appointment, and don't be scared to say that you need help, and don't be scared to say you're struggling. Even I'm in counseling. Even I go and see a therapist and talk to somebody when I need to talk and vent, because we all experience, burnout. We all experience and think that we're not doing enough. I mean, a lot of us have a lot of similarities one way or another, and it's okay to get help. It's okay to be not be okay. It's okay to struggle, but some of my biggest advice is when you're not okay, just give yourself some grace and understand that you're not okay. Just give
agreed.
yourself grace, and let yourself rest for that day, and just and call it a day. If you need to call it a day, it's okay. Take time for yourself too, and put
Yes,
yourself first, and nurture yourself and honor yourself. And just know that it's okay to do that. I think a lot of people do a lot of self-sacrificing and
yes,
put other people before them too, and they don't realize taking care of their self first um is one of the biggest gifts that they
conception.
could
Yeah,
give to themselves, one of the most necessary gifts that they need to give to themselves. Because if you don't put yourself first, if you don't take care of yourself first, you're not going to be good for anybody else.
I agree
you know
100%.
so yes.
I'm doing so. I didn't know too much about this stuff, and I cope with myself a lot.
Yeah.
But when I started doing my PhD, I'm taking a psychology classes as well,
Yeah.
and it's good to learn the other side of it, which is
Right.
really important. And because we open, like we are always like opening our doors, opening our hearts to a lot of people, it
Yes.
put us in a place that we are from the inside, like why people are different than us, and we try to like put the wrong on us, which is so wrong. And that's why, like you're saying, it's it's good, and it's not, it's a positive way to put yourself first before
Mm-hmm.
everybody else, respectfully, 100% respectfully. But you
Yes.
need to protect your own mental health while
Mhm.
helping others, navigate their own. And that's really, really important.
Oh my
um
God, yes. That is
what's
big important.
Yes, what's one tool everyone should learn for emotional regulation, Tara?
Oh, that's a good one. I really think breathing is our number one. And I think it's the most underrated trait that you can do. Some people immediately can get turned off by saying, "Don't tell me just to breathe." But here's the thing: if you're not regulating your breathing, nothing else is being regulated in your system.
Yes.
And I am a big fan of box breathing to co-regulate myself. I'm a bit like I will do seven, hold for seven, and breathe out for seven. And if you can't hold your breath that long, it's good to do 4, 4, 4, or just work your way up. Sometimes you can even do inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose, and keep your mouth closed, and that will help. Do some slow breathing like that. Just close your eyes, and I think breathing is a big under. I threw my ring. I think breathing is a big underrated co-regulation technique
Agreed.
that you can perform, and it will quickly help you regulate your nervous system and get it back under some control to the point to maybe where you can reevaluate some things and just take a pause. But I'm also a big fan of vagus nerve techniques, and I think they're a very small technique that you can do to regulate. And I think when people are struggling with fight or flight, the vagus nerve technique is you just look straight ahead, and you will look to your left without moving your head. So you just take your eyes and you hold that there for 30 seconds or longer. Repeat it on the other side, and you will feel yourself present back into your body. So I think those are some really good things that you can do that are quick and easy to help you regulate yourself back into being in a more manageable state.
I love that you're sharing this stuff because,
Yeah.
people maybe hear about breathing, but they don't know too much about it. And you
Right.
are sharing all of this so they can have
Yes.
a different healing and coping strategies to go through. So thank you so much for doing this. I really
Yeah, of
appreciate it.
course. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for asking that.
Of course, I love that. This is something that we need to talk about. Like everybody needs to know about mental health. They need to speak up when they need help as well, because there's a lot going on. Like we said, especially like a teacher, and I have a lot of students. We talk a lot about this stuff, and I tell them that I'm always genuinely here for them, because it's important to not just say I'm here and just leave. Be there,
Right.
be present for them. That's really
Yes.
important.
Yes, being present. Yes, setting yourself aside for a moment and just being present and just
Yes.
listening and understanding. Sometimes people aren't always ready to hear that they need to calm down and relax or this or that. Sometimes just validating somebody even in their most vulnerable state can just help them settle down because they feel like they're being heard. And then once they're in that state, then you can maybe help them regulate with some good advice so they can get back to that. But I think that's one of the biggest things right there is somebody just needing to be heard first.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, you're right.
So let's talk about travel.
Oh,
Why? Why
yeah,
travel? Why
girl.
travel agency?
So many reasons why the travel agency. So, one, I didn't get to live for the longest time, and I missed out on so many opportunities to travel. In my heart, I feel like I'm a true nomad at heart, that I should just be all over the world. I just want to be super well cultured, and I love experiencing, because once you get outside of one box, you realize this beautiful world exists around you. It's not these narratives that they put on the media
Agreed.
for you to think that this is like this and this is like that. Like those are just very short clips of certain places. Like every place has certain environments that might not always be the best, but that is a very small part of the reality, right?
I
So
agree. I agree.
traveling was near and dear to my heart, and I really wanted to travel, and I only had a certain budget to work with because we're practical here. We're trying to make a lot of things work, all right? And we do it
Yes.
off on our own money, our own hard work, our own, dedication to everything we do, so we have to manage. And I'm like, you can't tell me for this budget that this isn't a reality. And it I went through multiple travel agents, and they kept saying that I was not going to be able to travel for that price, and I would have to go over budget, or I would have a really horrible hotel, and I'd have a bad stay. And I'm like, this sounds like a hustle to me. Like, I smell hustle. Like, I start price checking some things, and I'm like, is this like, I don't think you're telling me the truth. And then I did meet one travel agent, and she and I would recommend her up and down two on top of me, because she guided me. She gave me some she really was helping me get my trip and my budget, but I
Nice.
just couldn't get the flights booked. And there was just a few little things. It was just not the destination I wanted. It wasn't what I was really looking for, but she was putting me on. Like, she showed me other places even with timeshares, and I was like, "Oh, she's showing me the real side of this, and she's trying to actually help me get me there." And I was like, "Let me just do some research, cuz I'm a natural hustler myself, and I was
Yes.
like, and if anybody can do it, I can do it too. I have that type of mentality."
Agreed.
So, yeah, I went and I did that, and I learned. I studied. I would sit there at night and I would study and pass my courses, and I started to do my own budgeting for my own trip. And not only did I get my 5-star resort for my 5 days
Nice.
I wanted, all inclusive, with my round trip flights, for, I think I got it for under $2,700. And that's a
What?
yeah, that's a deal.
That's a steal.
Yeah,
Not a
5 days.
deal. A
Five
steal.
days. And five-star hotel
Wow.
resorts. Sorry, 5-star
Nice.
resort. And I was like, I knew I was being hustled. And so, like, travel agents got to make money. They make their life off of it. Hey, and if people don't mind paying it, good for them. Then they're the travel agent for them. Great. But I'm the travel agent for the people who don't believe that it's possible to travel and don't believe that they can get something in their budget. You're going to get it in your budget, and I'm going to help you. So I put a lot of work in that. And then there's a downside of the travel agency. Like, you put in a whole lot of work getting people their quotes, and sometimes they end up just taking your quote and they'll go find it on their own. Then they'll book it. And it's like, I just gave you so much of my time,
I
honey, doing that.
know.
But it's like, you know what? Maybe they will come back around. So you just kind of have to have faith that they'll come back around, and they'll book with you and they'll do it, it's
That's
just,
crazy.
yeah.
Do you
So
know Reno Devi?
do I, um, yeah, she's a friend on Facebook. Yes.
So she's here. She's saying my sweetheart, so
Hi,
cute,
friend.
so sweet, dear friend with a lot of heart. So hi Reno, we're gonna say hi.
Hi.
Um
How are you?
and Evan is saying charge a small fee for your work with a question mark. So I think Evan wants to book with you for the travel agency for sure. So
I just
um
want somebody to book. If you just book, that means everything for me.
I
Everything else, I don't
agree.
mind putting some time in for you, because you might not even be ready for it at that time. You might come
Yes.
back around and say, like, "Oh, now I'm ready." Maybe you got a little over your head and thought that it was going to be way more affordable than you thought the numbers I was going to give you. That's why I always tell people to have a budget, expect to have thank you, friend, have a budget that you can work with, that you think you can work with. But there's always payment options. Like, there's flex pay. You can usually pay installments beforehand, and do all those things like that. So there's so many opportunities you can explore to make your traveling a possibility.
I love that. Um,
Yes.
what's um, what's one travel tip everyone should know?
Mm. Oh my God, to be prepared and do your research, get educated on the place you're going, or have your travel agent educate you, because that's what your travel agent is for. So
Yes,
get more of an understanding. So every time I personally get ready to go somewhere, I do my research on it. I actually find other people on YouTube and I see, their thoughts and see what they did, and I kind of try to get ahead of the game so I can know what to expect, or I could even know how to get some good deals.
yes,
And or sometimes even uh what is it, they offer, timeshare presentations at a lot of resorts, and so you can exchange a couple hours of your time to get some free like excursions and perks there, or massages. Like I got a massage on the beach, and I was living
yes.
my best life with it. So I think just being prepared, having a checklist, making sure you have everything you need, you know and just making sure like you're just prepared all together and just educated on what you're doing.
I agree 100% with you, Tara. Tara, you are a content creator as well. What
Yes.
message do you want your content to deliver?
Positivity, and not only positivity, but I want to motivate other women and men. But I feel like a lot of my content connects with more with women,
Yes,
because I feel like we are the ones who there's a lot of adversity in this world, in the United States, and I'm not going to take away from anybody else's adversity, but as a woman, I know what a woman's adversity is and everything a woman has fought to get, and we're still not there. And we're still fighting for those rights. We're still fighting for equality. We're still fighting to be heard, just like, you know, they they hear, anybody else, right?
yes,
So I just really want women to find their power, their inner power. I want them to be motivated and know, and not to be uh docile and believe that they can't use their voice, but you can
yes,
still be feminine and have a voice, and I think you can still be powerful and still lead with grace. And so I think a lot of women started feeling like, or not a lot of women started feeling like, but a lot of women could feel like, they don't have that voice, or they don't have that power. They're trying to look like that airbrush model in the photos, or they're trying to,
yes,
perfect this perfect body, which all
body.
all power to you, woman, if you can do it, all power to you, but it's not necessary. You can be loved just as you are and everything that you are. And I just want women to really start to learn to love themselves for who they are. And I want them to know that it's possible. And if I can be that little reminder for another woman, then I have accomplished something good in life.
I love that so
Yeah.
much. And I see you always posting a lot of videos, a lot of stuff like wearing this, wearing that, and
Yes.
promoting, a healthy body for everybody.
Yes.
Everybody. This is what we use in Zumba as well, because it is.
Mhm.
Everybody have a different shape. Everybody have a beautiful a
Right.
body. You need to be powerful in what you have, because this is what shape you the
Exactly.
most. It's yourself, and it's only yourself. I
Exactly.
like that a lot, Tara. um
Exactly, girl.
Talking about,
Exactly.
content creation, what's the hardest part of being a creator?
I think is having your content seen for what it is, and getting it out there, or
Yes,
not. So I think it's easy for people to give up on themselves, because they're like, why is nobody paying attention to me? Why am I not getting this? And I think people get discouraged too quickly. I've noticed things take time and you can't give up. You got to continue
Agreed.
to believe in yourself no matter what. No matter if one person doesn't believe in you, who cares? Because you have to be doing it with genuine intent. And with whatever, even if it's just to do your hustle and that's your intent, you just got to keep that intent and stick with it. So I think the hardest thing is somebody just giving up on themselves too quick. And
Yes.
I think just being your own worst enemy or your own worst critic. So I kind of like going with the attitude, I'm me, so I don't care. I'm doing exactly what I want to do. I'm saying exactly what I want to say, and that alone is enough for me. So I'm okay when I post that because I know I'm doing exactly what I want the world to see, and I know I'm doing exactly. um I just know I'm trying to accomplish my mission of
Yes.
uplifting the world as I can. So I take it with a grain of salt when things aren't like really being seen and they're not getting out there, or even, so I do have to wash this from my mind. I'm like, why do I have all these friends if they don't care to see what I'm doing? Like, why do
Yes.
you not care? Why are you here? And then at the same time, it's like, be here because maybe I'm just going to rub off on you and you're going to love it, and that's why you're here. And maybe you love it and you just don't know how to love it out loud, and that's okay too. Just keep being here, and eventually something great might end up happening, for
Agreed.
them, even
Like
if it
we
doesn't
were
happen for me.
Yeah, so we were talking before we start the show that we
Yeah.
get all these messages and all these positive feedback like behind the closed doors. Why
Yeah.
not post them for everybody to see? So
Right.
that's really important because
Yeah.
sometimes you need that positivity to build you up, even though that you are this positive person, but you need
Right.
that positivity to be continuous,
Right.
to make sure that your words are being like received, to say the least, which is so important. I love what Evan was saying. I had no idea what to expect out of Tara, and I love learning how she learned to travel with fiscal responsibility. I need that. Yes, we all
Yes.
need
Yeah.
that, Evan.
It's possible if you just sit there and budget and do a good budget. I know a lot of us don't like to sit and take time and put our numbers there because, I don't know. Sometimes I can just be going with the wind.
Yes.
But, just making a proper budget might help you realize that a lot more things have always been possible, but you just have to kind of exchange a few bad habits for a better one.
Love it.
Yeah.
Um, Tara, what is it like building businesses with your fiance?
Ah, it's wonderful. I'm lucky. I'm lucky with him. You know how and it is so good because one, we communicate. And
Love
communication is the biggest key for us.
is the
And
key. Yeah.
two, yeah, he is my biggest hype person. He believes in me as much as I believe in him. If sometimes he doesn't believe in me a little bit more than I believe in myself. you know He'll be like, why, you're capable, you're this, you're that, yes, of course you can do it. And I'm like, yeah, we can do it. And he's like, yeah, we can do it. He's so confident. He's so
Yes.
confident. So he has me always believing in all the impossible to be possible. And it's wonderful because I wouldn't trade it for the world. He is my best friend. He is everything that there's just so much, honestly.
I
he
love
is
it.
he's a pleasure. He's smart. He has master's degree. He's working on his doctorate degree. He has a lot of
Yeah.
knowledge to give me. He teaches me. He guides me. I'm horrible with my grammar. Everybody knows that. I probably drive a lot of people nuts because I'm too
Girl,
impulsive. So I'm so quick. I'm like, da, 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 I want to get this done. So
me
and I
too.
don't really I don't really care about that part. But you have to care. You got to care in business because there's people who care so much.
Yeah.
So like he's my big balance. I think he's my best balance that I could ever have. It's always possible with him, and it's always okay, and it's always safe, and even when it's not okay, it's
Beautiful.
okay. So I I love being his teammate, not only in life but in business, because I have a really smart, a high emotional, intelligent, highly educated man beside me, and I think me and him together we can bring a lot to this world. So, I would say if you have a partner, I would
That's
just
so
learn to
sweet.
communicate with them and honor
Yes.
them for who they are, and build something with them, because that's the divine purpose.
Oh my God, you two sound like a real team. I love that. That's so beautiful to talk about your partner this way. I love that so much for you, Tara. I
It's an
really love it.
honor. Yes, it's
It
an honor
is.
to even be able to say something like that and really mean it. Like it's not a facade.
Yes.
Like this is real. It's really tangible. It's so beautiful. I'm just so thankful and grateful. So that's another thing for content. Like I hope to inspire like the toxicity, like to
Yes.
rewrite that narrative, because what we're taught in media, and we think we glamorize that. We're like, oh yeah, it's this, and no it ain't. And no it ain't. That's a lot of stress, that's a lot of work, and don't nobody got time for it, because we got to struggle to get these groceries at the end of the day.
Your
you know
support system is everything. Like, our support system is everything. And
Everything.
partnership is no joke.
No.
And I love that you both have a great support system. I've
Yes.
seen you both and I loved you both. And
Yes.
that's really awesome because, like
Thank
you
you.
said, nowadays it's so important to
Yeah.
talk really highly or to see our partner in in that image because it's
Absolutely.
so important to talk. It's so important to say what you need to say about your partner, and I'm lucky as well as to
Yes.
speak with Doug, as you might know. So it's
Right.
it's something really, really like it hits the heart.
It
I love
does.
that. I love
And I
that.
love that for you too. I do.
Yes. Yeah, me too. Um, so how do you balance everything, Tara? Love, business, content creation, fantasy football, everything. How do you balance all of this?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I ever really sat down to process it, because I just do it. And I think if I would ever think about it too long, I wouldn't be able to do it. So I think I've gotten into this automatic time management routine where like I will take my breaks, like I'll get a quick break and I'll hurry up and splash in on my content, and I'll take those same breaks to hurry up and like just take my content to advertise for the business too as well, not only just to motivate and uplift, but to use my platform for its advertisement. And I tend to come home. As soon as I come home, I try to keep my schedule around the same time, and I will come home and I work out with my partner. We get some yoga in at night too. And I may, when it's time to rest, I will rest, and we get some quality conversation. And at dinner time, we make sure to sit down at the dinner table. We eat together, so I'm able to get my personal life there and take care of manage it there. And then I have an hour or two that I'll set aside for the businesses, and
Cool.
then I will take at time after dinner, and then just on it just depends on the days. So I have
Yes.
certain days where like I have my whole pampering to myself. I have certain routines where I make sure I dedicate them to myself. I have certain routines where I make sure I dedicate evenings to me and my partner. So I do kind of follow a schedule. I just try to stay slightly organized, and then sometimes I'm just impromptu. I just am always trying to figure out how to make it work sometimes. So I don't really have that big of a plan. I think at this point it just became a part of my life, my natural life, you know.
We
And I
have
just
crazy
do.
lives, both of
Yeah,
us.
I mean I do get burnt out. I'm not gonna lie. I experienced burnout from my crazy life, but I love this. I wouldn't have it any other way, you know?
Yes,
What is
I
life if
love
we're not
it.
living?
Always busy, always
Right.
busy.
Right.
I
Always.
remember I text you, you're like, I'm on the road. I'll talk to you later. And I'm like, I'm
Yes.
on the road too. We will talk
I
later.
know.
And
I
we
know.
forget at times to talk to each other, which is awful.
Right.
But
I was so quick to message you. I forgot to tell you good morning. I forgot to give you a proper hello. I was just like, "Hey girl, what time this we got to do this?" And I cuz I'm just like do 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 do. And I'm like, "Oh, Tara, that's rude, girl. You
no,
slow
it's
down for
not
one
rude.
second."
I said good morning.
I know you get me. I know you get me, but I was like, "Slow down, girl. You can slow down
Like,
for a
listen,
second."
I know it's fine. Like it's I'm happy with everything.
Yes.
Tara, what's a mantra you live by?
Ugh. Oh gosh, a mantra that I live by. That's
Yes.
a good one. It's, don't let other people's opinions of you define your narrative. Okay,
Whoa!
that's
Yes,
that's a big one. And then my other mantra is life is so short. And I mean, this might be kind of like redundant and the same, but life is so short. Why give any excuse to not live it? Life is so short. So like I really wake up with such gratitude when I get to wake up and I have life, and I'm like, I am so deeply, and I mean this. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I am so deeply filled with gratitude when I wake up. Like I love my life. I love this opportunity. I love just being able to look at the trees outside my window, and I'm like, how lovely is it that I get to live today, and I have all working parts of my body. And I think we take such little things like this for granted, and we expect them to be here, but they don't have to be here. They can be gone at any second. Your life can be gone at any second. So live. And I just will be to not live ever again in my life. So my motto is live, and don't let anybody ever dull your shine along the way. Ever.
oh my God, I love this mantra a lot, a lot, not
You
just a little
know?
bit, a lot.
Yes,
Um,
I adore you
Tara,
a
what's
lot.
the hardest truth you've ever had to accept?
That the hardest truth is being honest with myself.
Yeah,
The hardest truth is really being honest with myself, is really taking a look at myself. If I ever find myself critiquing outside of myself, I need to look at myself, because what am I missing? What, how dare I be outside of myself trying to pick anything else apart but me? You know, I think it's so easy to be in denial about who we really are and think we're
yes,
not portraying something that we are. And I think every time that I notice something, I evolve to a higher form of myself, and I become so honest with myself that I'm just, it brings a different confidence that you don't have to prove, but it's just an inner knowing of who you are.
you are.
So I think that is probably one of the hardest truths, is just being truthful with yourself.
I love
Ever.
it so
Yeah.
much. Yes, I agree. You should be. What's
Mm.
something people don't know about you?
Mm. Huh. I don't know. I pretty much tell the world a lot. Um, I mean, maybe some people don't know that I struggle, you know, too. That it's not always as easy as I may make it
Yes,
seem, or, you know, because it's not. It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of work, and
it is.
I I don't know. I'm a survivor of many things. You know, I honor that so deep to my heart. You know, I have came through some of the deepest adversity, um, and I kind of carry that really. close to my heart, but that's where a lot of my power comes from.
Yes,
So just I don't know. I don't know why somebody wouldn't know about me, because I hope that I'm giving my truest self as it is, and pieces that I can just leave around, the internet, the world, and everybody's lives I come in touch with.
I
So
love it, Tara. I know that we are at an hour already, but I still have a couple questions for
yeah,
you.
let's
I want to
ask.
know what's next for you and what's next for your business.
Well, what's next? The next thing, I guess, for me is really being able to get this restaurant open. This
Yes,
is a really big plan that I've got going on, and there's so many things that I want to incorporate into this restaurant, because I want to make it live. I want to make it where people connect, because the last restaurant I had, we cooked in front of everybody. Everything was out in the open. Like, there was no hiding anything. So you're either going to love it or you wasn't going to love it.
yes,
But people were loving it. And what I realized, it brought back conversation. And I want to bring that back again. And people love to talk. It brought out the best in a lot of people. It brought out a lot of curiousness in people, and I kind of want to bring that element back, but in a bigger way. And I want to be able to somehow incorporate some of the other businesses into the restaurant. And I just think I have a lot of fun things in store. So I think that's what's going to be next.
that's cool. I love
Yes.
that. Why
Yeah.
not? Why
Why
not? I
not?
mean, having a
Exactly.
dream, it's a personal growth, it's, a business growth, and that's really something. I
Yeah.
love seeing that in you. I love seeing the fire, the positivity. Like, people sometimes they say, okay, I have a job, I'm done. I don't want to do anything else. But you have this like fire in you that you want to have something new every single time.
Every
And
single time.
it's this is not bad and this is not bad. So it's something to celebrate for. And I
Mhm.
support it 100%.
Thank you,
Um
beautiful.
what's one message you want to leave your audience with your audience tonight?
Oh, you know what? Just believe in yourself, and don't let
Yes,
nobody ever make you believe anything else that is not beautiful, and doesn't set you in your divine purpose, because you have one. Even if you don't think you do, it's there, but you have to find it. It's inside of you. It's always going to be inside of you. And love is self love first before it's any form outside of yourself. So just remember, if you're looking at your children and like, I love my children more than I love myself, you're lying, because your children are you. You love you so much that you can love your children
and love your
outside of
children.
you. Yes. So
True.
I think just putting uh, yourself first. I think believing in yourself, and don't let one single excuse get in your way. And if you
Yes.
do, come to my page so you can remember to believe in yourself, because it's possible. Because heck, if I can do it, I know you can do it, and I know they can do it if I can do it. I
I
know
agree.
anybody's capable of it.
Yes, I
So
agree.
don't let nobody
Um,
ever dim your light, ever.
Mel is asking, never. Mel is asking, where are you located?
That's a good question. I am in West Virginia.
Woohoo!
Yes.
So, tell me, Tara, how can people support you?
Well, they can support me by coming and following me on Facebook. They can come and find my business pages through my Facebook. I have it's Tara Kabasco, and yeah, that's a name to spell. But or you can get it at Miss TK33 is my Instagram handle, and my TikTok is MISTK32, and you can come follow me on there too. And a bliss abroad, you can go to crownchampscompany.com. You can go to crown champs on Facebook. You can go to party with 360 on Facebook. And you can go to a Bliss Abroad on Facebook. You can just go to all of them and find me there.
Let's
So,
go. I
yes,
love that. Tara, I still have a couple questions to ask,
yes,
and there's a
of course.
question that I ask all my guests on the show, and Mel lives for it. But
Okay,
before
let's
I
go.
do that, what's one thing you're celebrating right now? I know I'm celebrating next week my 48th birthday. What are you celebrating right now?
What am I celebrating right now? Uh, Life. Just life. A newfound journey in life. It's a whole new year. The new year is just started. Spring is arriving. So I think, just starting a new chapter of an evolution of myself and in my businesses is it's a really big chapter in my life. So
That's so
just
cool.
growth.
It is growth.
Yes.
I don't wanna finish the episode, but we are meant to talk for an hour. Maybe there's a another episode coming with you, Tara,
Yeah.
because I love so much talking to you.
I know. It's
Um,
so
but
lovely
I
talking with you.
Me too. But I do have one more question, and I
Yes.
cannot, like, honestly, I cannot wait to see you at the expo this year.
I
We have
know.
to we have to go for dinner or something. We need
Yes.
to, definitely.
Yes. Yes.
And
Of course.
but I want to ask you something that I know that you are an open book, but this question is, what's something that you might have done in an early age, but you never spoke of, or a secret that you never shared and you want to share it tonight on the Game Changers?
This is a very good question. What
Uh-huh.
have I done? Whew. Well, there's so many things I've done when I was young.
Oh, let's hear it.
I was a wild child,
Why
okay?
not?
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I was definitely a wild child. I was crazy. I did a lot of things that I shouldn't have done. um,
Still
including
here, though. Still
I'm
here.
still here. Yeah,
Yes.
I've gotten in trouble. I gotten in trouble at a young age. And, I had to face some really hard lessons through that. And, maybe I will get even more braver to speak out loud about that, and I think that's something I will have to work through myself. I think that's a
Of course.
personal crutch of mine. But
Yes.
to be transparent, yeah, I wasn't always this positive. I wasn't always this great. This came from a lot of pain in my life, and it came from some bad decisions I made too. So
Yes.
those I paid a nice little price for those bad decisions at one point in my life when I was younger, but they're exactly what made me who I am today. So it's a double-edged sword, maybe,
Yes.
or maybe not, because that very thing is what taught me to be who I am. It's the very thing that molded me into being this woman I am today. Because if I would have never gotten in trouble, I would have never have learned, and I would have headed down a destructive path, and in that path would have, who knows where it would have led me. But
Right.
instead, it led me here, and today am a very strong woman because of it. So anything is possible in this life.
Anything is possible.
Anything
Agreed.
is possible. And some of the best people come from some of the worst backgrounds. So, just don't judge people based off of,
Never.
of what you think of them, because they're the very things that have shaped some of the very people you love and adore the most in today's world. So,
Agree.
yeah.
And my space here is non-judgmental at all.
Yeah,
And
no.
that's why we share what we share and we
Yes.
speak the truth and we are genuine the whole time. But
Yes.
I do want you to share something
Yeah, what
from
is
your
it?
past that you never shared. If you're
Okay.
open to it, something that you don't have to share the big things, but something.
Okay.
I would love to hear it.
You want to hear it. Okay.
Yes.
What can I let out?
What can
So
you?
I know she's making it. She's like, I need to know.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
That's part of my question. Everybody share something.
Yes. Okay. So, I mean, what was it that, led me there? It was, it was drugs. It was drugs. I had a problem with addiction, and addiction really had me spiraled out for a moment in my life. And,
Yeah.
it helped me. Well, it didn't help me, it helped me lose myself for a moment. But, I rose up out of that like no other. So, it's like you can be one person at one point in your life and you can be a totally new person. So it's like you can make it out of addiction. You can become a whole new person. It is possible to grow up out of that. And it's okay to have had that moment in your life. But yeah, that, I had that moment for a few years in my life. So I was,
Girl,
don't you do that?
that's
So yeah, I did. And I was very lost and I was very broken, and I would have never have thought, I would be where I'm at today. And I think that's why I'm so powerful, because like I can never imagine being who that woman was when
That's
she
a
was
power by
lost.
itself, though. That's a
Yes.
power by itself.
Thank
You've
you.
been strong and now you are stronger. And to
Yeah.
share that on the show today, Tara,
Yes.
I have a totally new respect for you. And you cannot imagine.
Thank
You're
you.
talking and I have goosebumps everywhere.
Oh,
Nobody knows what the person is going through, and you are the story tonight. And I appreciate that you entrusted us for
thank
saying
you.
what you're saying today, because
Yes,
people need to hear that,
you're
and
right. They
they need
do.
to know that you can be stronger. You
Yeah.
are strong,
Yeah,
but
it's
you can be
possible.
stronger. You can be stronger.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah, well, you
applaud
know
you
what?
for
Thanks
saying
for
what you're
getting
saying.
that out of me. I appreciate it. I adore you so
I love
much.
you so much.
No, I
I love
love
you so
you.
much.
I do.
Yeah.
I love you.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for sharing this tonight on the Game Changers. Stay so we can talk after.
Yes,
I'm sorry for my voice today. I'm
it's
losing my
okay.
voice, but
It's
we're
so
here.
okay.
We're making a difference, girl. We are
Yes, we
here
are. Yes,
and we did it.
we
Thank you for
did.
tuning in to this episode of the Game Changers. If
Thank
tonight's
you.
conversation shifted your perspective on fantasy football or the game of life, drop your biggest
Ooh,
takeaway in the comments.
talk
I
to
read
her.
I read every single one. Join me next Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for another game-changing conversation. Big love to JC for his behind-the-scene magic and the powerhouse team at TSA for fueling this mission. If you enjoyed this episode, hit subscribe, tap the bell, leave a review, and follow us on social media.
Hit that
Until
follow
next time,
button.
keep challenging the game and making your mark. This is Carla with Tara signing off. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We
You
love you
too.
all. Thank you. Bye.